Call It Ordinary, the podcast that digs into the unusual, unorthodox, and downright unsettling beliefs found in the depths of the internet and the heights of paranoia. I'm your host, Dylan, and with me is the beautiful Brent.
Hello there.
How are you doing, Brent? You doing well?
I'm doing great today. Thanks for asking, Dylan.
You're welcome, sir.
What do we got today?
Well, today we have part 2, our final part of our series on the Book of Revelation.
Oh, yeah.
We left off after the 7th trumpet sounded, and now we get a woman coming down from heaven clothed in the sun.
That is so fashion forward.
I know. I was missing the sun, because the sun went away.
Yes.
Or turned blood red. I think that was the moon.
The moon turned red, yeah.
I'm going to fail the revelation test. But she has the moon under her feet, a crown of 12 stars, and she's pregnant and ready to go.
All right, wait a minute, though. Let me try and crunch the numbers here. Let me get out my calculator.
Let's see.
And 12 stars, okay, minus 1, God, obviously, equals 11, which is 1 and 1 next to each other.
Oh,
and you
towers.
have, plus 6, which is one of the 3 numbers of the beast. You get minus 7, which is just standard Revelations numerology.
Yeah.
Plus 2, triune God, minus 1, and that equals 12 stars. Holy shit.
Oh.
Dude,
my God.
I've cracked the code, the Bible code.
You broke the Bible code. We can start predicting stuff now. We can get into that game.
Finally.
That's where the real money is.
Well, now it's Game of Thrones time, because in verse 3, another wonder in heaven appeared, and this time it was from a motherfucking dragon.
All right.
Yeah. But it had 7 heads, 10 horns, and 7 jeweled crowns. Just a normal dragon, basically.
Yeah, that's what I think of when I think of a dragon. I'm wondering which head gets which horn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get 7 heads and 10 horns. Like, is one getting all the horns? I hope not.
God, hideous.
I'm worried about the distribution of these horns.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to make sure it's fair. We need that guy with the scales because he was all about justice, and he'd get this all figured out. So this dragon, his tail swept down a third of the stars. So now we're down to a third because a third already disappeared earlier, and so now we're doing another third.
It's confusing.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a third of the remaining stars.
Yeah, I mean, hasn't the Earth been hit enough? Like, come on, leave it alone, please. Please, God.
Yeah,
Well, it's not over.
He's still angry. The wrath of God is still strong.
Good.
And then after his star-sweeping business, the dragon puts himself right next to the woman like some evil OBGYN to eat the baby as soon as it pops out.
You know how you see sometimes, like, John 3:16 at sporting events? I really, really want to see Revelations 12:4 at the next basketball game. And I'm going to quote it.
Inspirational.
I know. I'm going to quote it. It says this, "And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born."
You know, if I was
Amen.
if I was a basketball star,
Yep.
and I saw that, I would win the big game.
Oh, yeah.
At that point.
Yep.
You know the guy with the rainbow wig who held up the John 3:16 signs?
Like I don't know his
You know
story.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know you're talking about, but I don't know his full story.
Yeah, he's in jail for kidnapping and attempted murder, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Which I didn't know.
That's what this leads to.
Yeah, that guy he's had a fun life.
Wow. So she gives birth, a male child to rule all with an iron rod. So the KJV says a man-child. So like a teenager, or is this like an old-looking baby?
Do I hear a pitch for Benjamin Button 2?
Yep.
The Revelation edition? Yeah, I like that. Man-child.
Man-child.
Once her child was born, it was caught up unto God and to his throne. So the dragon's distracted. You know, he's Instagramming the baby, hashtag baby food, I guess. And, while he's distracted, God snatches him up to heaven.
Yep. Then the woman runs into the wilderness to hang out for 3.5 years.
I wonder, why can't she go to heaven too?
I don't know.
God already got the baby. I mean, throw her up there.
I mean, at least God prepped a place for her to chill with food to eat, I guess.
No, I guess that's fine. All right, so now that this baby business is done, it's time for a heaven war.
Woohoo!
We got Michael and his angels, and they're going to fight the dragon and his angels.
Yeah, basically a standard episode of the WB show Supernatural. I don't know what that show is. I've never seen
I've heard
of it.
But I'll believe you.
So I blame it all on Hillary anyway, so whatever. Let's move on.
How good would Pizzagate have been
Oh, dude.
if all the pizza references were about the Book of Revelation?
Yes.
That's much more interesting than like child trafficking, I feel.
Yeah, but her emails.
Yeah.
But her emails. So the dragon, who is the devil and Satan,
Both
lose. Yeah, they lose, so it's pretty much a shock, right?
He lost?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, I think your version of the Bible is different than mine.
Oh, I mean the Satanic Bible.
Oh,
that's what it is.
Of course. So once the dragons and his angels lose, shocker, they are cast out of heaven as there's no room in heaven for them. And I remember reading this, I'm like, literally? I mean, that's a pretty good excuse.
Yeah, that's
true. Like, yeah, fire code violations, maximum, I don't know, 1 billion people in heaven. So you gotta go. I'm sorry, there's just not any room.
Yep, and if all pets go to heaven, dude, we're fucked. I mean, that's going to be so crowded.
All the krill.
Oh my god, all the krill.
And they've already, we discussed this earlier, they've already been killed.
Yep.
And we've also learned that fish have souls.
Yes, correct.
Oh
my
we're not
god.
getting any real estate. We're screwed.
Yeah,
it's all over for us. And so, of course, this is followed by some random, loud heaven voice, which is the only kind.
Yep.
Gloating about how they kicked the dragon's ass. So,
Yeah. So once the dragon realized he was cast down to the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child, and to the woman who is given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place where she is nourished for a time.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, if you're going to give her wings, just let her fly to heaven.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have to do the work to get her up there. She can already do it. She can fly. Ugh. So the dragon's pissed. He spews a bunch of water out of his mouth to get her. But apparently the earth is going to help the woman by opening her mouth and swallowing up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth.
Where's the earth's mouth? Like, where is that?
I think it's the
Mariana
Grand
Trench. Oh, okay.
Oh, it could be the Mariana Trench.
Yep. He's just drowning. The earth is drowning. Oh, God.
It's just the theory.
Yep, it is.
Mariana's Trench, mouth of the earth.
So losing against God and then the woman, he decides to kick the ass of some annoying Christians.
Yeah, like you do. I mean,
yeah, why not?
He'll be 1 in 3 at least.
Yes.
So to do this, the dragon heads for the seashore, and a beast rises out of the sea. He's got the same setup as the dragon: 7 heads, 10 horns, 10 jeweled crowns on the horns. On the horns this time. And on its head were blasphemous names, it says. So I'm guessing just like God fucking damn it over and over again, just written up there.
It's very offensive. Like, just like, oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's rude.
Yeah. So a face tattoo of the name of blasphemy. Okay. That's pretty hardcore, I guess.
Yeah,
it's intense.
Way cooler than Mike Tyson's face tattoo. That's for sure.
That's true. The beast had a body like a leopard, feet like a bear, mouth like a lion, which is totally different than the mouth of a leopard. I want to keep that clear. It's almost as if John is just bragging about how many animals he knows here.
Yeah, John.
Yeah,
You're
John.
like the Adam. We get it. You can name all the animals.
You're not Adam. Come on.
And this beast, the dragon gave it its authority. And I want to know, does it get the password to the Instagram account? Does the dragon trust the beast that much?
Ooh.
I'm not sure. I don't know if I would.
Yeah, it looked like one of its heads received a mortal wound, but it was healed. So it's just like a useless dead head stuck to its beat to the beast. I don't know. I'm trying to get this image. What is this?
It's pretty gross. And I bet like the dragon gave the beast the wound just so people knew how badass the beast was.
Yes.
So he's got a good rep. He's legit. And so the people, this thing, it's got messed up head. The people recognize how badass the beast is. Mm-hmm. And so they decided to worship it and the dragon, which doesn't end well.
Yeah, it's bad. It can't be. It can't be good. Come on, you guys know this. Still haven't learned. Just to be safe, they went ahead and worshipped the beast too. Got to cover your bases.
Yeah, they got both.
Yep, good call.
You got to worship the middle beast.
Seriously, my favorite thing about the Book of Revelations though is like how amazed and like also defiant people are. Or how it's like they're amazed, but they're also defiant in the face of like serious horror. It literally makes no sense that healing head dead attached to a leopard, lion, bear beast would amaze no one.
Yeah, I would be amazed if I saw a leopard, lion, bear beast in good health.
Yeah,
I think the standards for amazement were a lot higher.
Right. Yes.
Because this stuff is just a daily occurrence. Like, they need something new. So this beast, it utters haughty and blasphemous words.
Ew.
So again, lots of Jesus Christs
Right.
when it bangs its toe.
Yep.
And also lots of, I'm so badass, look at my healed head. Just so haughty. So blasphemous.
The beast is like, fuck God and fuck your stupid tabernacle and all you motherfuckers that dwell in this shithole heaven.
So haughty.
So haughty.
Haughty is a really good word.
I like it. That's good.
And I just like, that's the problem. The beast is haughty. Like, not everything else that's going to happen. It's that haughtiness that's really the issue.
The dragon gives the beast authority for 42 months.
Oh, that's good.
From the dragon, not God, right? I don't know. That's from who's given the authority in here.
Yeah, I think it's the dragon.
It seems a little rigged, if so. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who knows?
We know. Spoiler alert: the dragon. It's not gonna end well.
Damn.
But before that, the beast conquers everybody. It's a good Hitler act. He's doing it good.
Yeah, here you go.
Everybody.
Yep.
Hitler got a couple countries here and there, but then it got cold and he got weak.
Yep.
This beast got everybody, even Russia. Napoleon couldn't even do that.
Yeah. So now we got a second beast, an earth beast.
Ooh.
So he has 2 horns, like a lamb.
I bet it's gonna be real. It's gonna be real gentle, right?
Yeah, that's what you would think. When you think of lambs, I always think of monstrous beasts, actually. But
Yeah.
spoke like a dragon and gets its authority from the first beast.
All right, so he's the store manager.
Right.
The first beast is like the district manager, and the dragon's the CEO. So, there's a lot of middle management at the end of the world. Lots of bureaucracy. Got to keep everything organized.
Get the papers going. Yep, get it.
And speaking of the bureaucracy, so now we got Beast 2. And he makes everyone worship Beast 1. And I could just imagine the pitch. Just look at his gross head. His head's caved in. He's still walking around, still being badass, still letting everyone know he's badass. Haughtiest motherfucker
of all
in Bethlehem.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The earth beast makes fire come from the sky to show he means business, obviously. Ooh. Who gives a shit anymore? Does anyone even have flesh at this point? God, seriously. That's a real legit question. Why? It's a bunch of skeletons.
I imagine I would, when I don't have flesh, that's when I don't want the fire to come.
Right.
That would just be worse. So I could see, it's another inconvenience. Like, all this is inconveniences at this point, it feels.
Yeah.
There's still people in ships, apparently. Mm-hmm. You didn't get them all.
Yep, trade still happening.
People are still trade happening. Pretty impressive how they're making it through this. So, Beast 2, he makes an image. And when I think of an image, I think painting. Mm-hmm. Mona Lisa. Some cubes. But this image can speak, and it can kill non-believers. It's an impressive... He's a real Pablo Picasso.
So you send him... It's like a picture text? I know.
It's the worst picture text. Dick pics in second place.
Right.
When you get the image of the beast.
Okay, so verse 15 says, essentially, if you don't worship the image of the beast, you're gonna die.
That's pretty...
So that's just straightforward.
Yeah, it's North Korea.
Yeah.
Did you hear that story in North Korea where there was a dude who his house flooded and he had to choose between his daughter and the picture of Dear Leader, and he chose the picture.
Chose the Dear Leader, yeah.
And people thought he was awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure the daughter understood. So, come on.
That's pretty impressive.
That's award-winning.
No one's doing that for me, is all I'm saying. So we've been talking about the beasts. We've been talking about the image of the beast. Now it's time for the mark of the beast. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Sounds like socialism.
Yeah, basically. Fucking Obama.
Obamacare, basically. So, yeah, it's microchip time. Because it does say in. It says in their foreheads.
Oh, God, you're right.
Microchips.
Oh, this whole time.
Yeah.
RFID, they're coming for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the folks getting the mark get to choose if it's on the forehead or on the right hand? Or is it just some bureaucrat who's, in charge of marking people up that day? I wonder, do you get a choice?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's like a tattoo. Like, which one do you like? Which image of the beast would you prefer?
Yeah. Ooh, there's different kinds.
Yeah, it's like, ooh.
I want a unicorn. Unicorn mark of the beast.
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I also, can you even imagine the lines waiting to get marked? I mean, Jesus Christ, come on. I don't have all day. I got to get back to my torture from locust horse stings, sailing on bloody waters, and stars falling on my face. Hurry up!
Yeah, I need to buy that really expensive wheat and barley.
Yes.
I'm still celebrating when those 2 prophets were killed. I'm still riding that train. I gotta go. Let's get on with it.
Yep. I forgot about the prophets being killed. That was a good time.
Yeah, God.
Good memory.
Good celebrations until they came back to life.
That
egg on our face.
Was the bitch. Yeah, that was...
Yeah, like I said, no one can buy or sell without the mark. Again, more government regulation.
Typical.
The more I read this, the more I kind of get, like, Christian conservatives. Like, when you read this, it's all so much regulation. So much red tape.
So much bureaucracy.
I mean, that's clearly the worst part of this. Who needs a son?
That's right.
I want to buy and sell without having to pay tariffs.
Yep, exactly. It says in verse 18, here is wisdom.
Ooh.
Okay, settle down, John. Drink some water.
Talk about haughty.
He's feeling it. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of man. What? And his number is, drumroll, 600. 66.
I don't need to count it. He counted it. I mean, I'm believing all the numbers so far. 144,000. 42 months. I believe it, John. I don't need to count it. I'll trust you on this one.
Okay.
So now a lamb appears, standing on mountains, accompanied by 144,000 folks with seals on their foreheads. And then John hears another voice from the heavens.
Yeah, this time it doesn't sound like a brass instrument or a dragon, whatever that is, but water running as well as thunder, sort of like a thunder-water voice combo.
Ooh, I wonder what that... It's like yelling underwater.
Yeah, it's like...
Hold on! I can't do a good water impression, I'm sorry.
So verse 2, I literally laughed when I read this. It says, I'll read it here. It says, and I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. It's like a Dr. Seuss. It's like an actual quote, I think.
And I heard the glorbers glorbing with their glorbs. I think that's the next line. Maybe that's my version. I think they've taken some liberties with this translation. And so they started singing a new song around the throne and before those other 4 beasts and the 24 elders. Which we hadn't heard about them for a while, so I'm glad they're getting back in here.
Yeah, it's good. So there's those. So these are 144,000 Jehovah Witnesses that were redeemed from the earth. Were the only ones that could sing the badass new song.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
God, they're probably knocking on people's doors. There's like some door
so
on the mountain
annoying.
with the lamb.
Yeah.
But if they came with if they came with a talking standing lamb, I'd let him in. I'd give him
I would too. Yeah, I'd definitely give him time. I don't know about letting him in. That sounds scary, but yeah.
Yeah, and so it says that, these witnesses, these are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. Which, these are the top people. This is, the best you can get. They're not making being a Christian sound very enticing.
No, not at all.
There's a lot of rules. None of them are fun. Lots of singing.
You don't
lots
get to be
dancing.
Defiled by women.
Ugh. I thought that would be the perk.
Yeah. The lamb got himself some first fruits with these little doozies.
God.
These 144,000 virgins had no guile in their mouths, so that's good. Guile is pretty gross.
I assume they were talking about their preferences when they played Street Fighter. Because I never liked playing as Guile either. I was a Ryu Ken man. I stick with the classics on that one.
Oh, shit. I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people. I fucking hate this book. I just do. I do.
You're not into the everlasting gospel? It's everlasting. You heathen.
I know.
So we got this annoying angel, screaming out with his tiny little angel voice, "Fear God, and give glory to him. For the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven, and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters." So, i.e., look, you stupid idiots worshiping beast number 1, you better shape up, worship God instead. He can make the sun disappear. That's all I'm saying. Just take that into consideration when you choose who to worship.
Right. I mean, God is seriously so fucking dramatic, though. Always with the theatrics. Yeah. Just get on with sending your creation to everlasting fire already, Jesus. Fucking Christ. Jesus.
He likes tension.
He does.
Build it up.
Ooh.
So now we got angel number 2. He talks about Babylon the Great, how people are drinking the wine of her wrath, of her fornication. So I don't know, is that angry sex wine? Or maybe it's sexy anger wine. I think, you gotta make that distinction.
Yeah, I like that. I don't know. I think John may have just been sexually repressed. Maybe.
Yeah, that might be true.
So another angel, number 3, says, beast worshippers will burn forever and ever, yada, yada, yada. So God likes to watch his creation being tortured. Got it? And moving on.
Yeah, that's why he's not, that's why he's being so dramatic. He's into it. We got all these burnt folks. They're not doing too good. And the smoke from their continually burning bodies rises up forever and ever. And they have no relief from the torment.
In other words, God is love.
He is. And you know what the smell of love is? The smell of burning flesh.
Yep.
But oh shit, here comes Jesus!
Whoa!
Woo!
Yep, he shows up in a cloud with a fucking sickle like a motherfucking badass. That's pretty badass. Okay, John, some advice from someone who has done hallucinogens several times. It might be time to smoke some weed, mellow out a bit while you come down, because I think he needs to drink some water, put on a nature documentary or a Kubrick film.
Just not The Shining.
Slowly, just nothing Shining. It's a good
You've
point.
seen enough blood today, maybe.
Okay, maybe just Barry Lyndon. I can't think of
Barry. That's what I was thinking too. Barry Lyndon is the
calm,
best.
Yeah,
post-hallucinogen movie. Every frame's a painting. That's what you need.
The one who sat on the clouds swung his sickle over the earth, and the earth was reaped. Consider yourself reaped, earth.
I remember reading this. And I was like, I want some more details. But the first image that popped in my head was Jesus has a giant sickle. And everybody jumps up. It's like a biblical version of the skip it. He just swings it over and everyone's like,
whoa. So of course Jesus can't just come without some angel yelling some shit about what is happening while it is actually happening.
This angel, he tells Jesus to trust in thy sickle and reap, for the time has come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe.
That's pretty metal. Your standard Jesus pep talk. Maybe he needed it. He maybe had doubts, why not? Maybe he didn't think his sickle was big enough. It's understandable. He's cut him some slack, I guess. And sorry, Blue Oyster Cult, I do fear the Reaper.
But you know who doesn't? The wind, the sun, and the rain. They still don't because they no longer exist.
That's true. So obviously the reaping was done. The earth was reaped. The end. Just kidding.
Yeah, no. Angel 4 comes out of the temple, and he's got a sickle too, because he's a fucking poser.
Fuck. The follow-up act to Jesus' earth reaping, of course.
Yeah, no one likes the follow-up act.
No.
Now we have Angel 5, which I hope you're keeping track.
Mm-hmm.
He comes from the altar and has authority over fire for some reason. I don't know, they kind of just throw that in there.
I hate fire's so lawless.
Yeah, we need the scorpions have authority, the locusts have authority. We need to get somebody under control of fire for once. And the 5th angel, he's also Angel 4's boss. And he's the one who tells him to get all the grapes that were just harvested.
Yeah, time to get drunk.
Woo!
Yay. I mean, I would assume he'd be drinking during all this.
Oh,
he was there
every day of this.
He was there to yell out to the other angel previously to go ahead and use the Sharp Sickle. There is so much reaping going on here. I'm seriously losing track of who's reaping at this point, and it's seriously confusing me. Who's reaping who? Who's the reaper?
Yeah, and I thought
what's being reaped?
I thought that was kind of like a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Like you do that once a season or something. I'm not a farmer, so you might have thought otherwise. This is just my city boy interpretation of what's going on. I thought it was a one-time thing.
Yeah.
And so it says, the angel swung his sickle over the earth and gathered the vintage of the earth, and he threw it into the great winepress of the wrath of God.
Oh, best line. Like, I can't even imagine how drunk you'd have to get off of God's wrath wine. That's a copyright.
Oh God, someone has to make that.
Someone, please.
But I have to say, this is the funniest line in the whole damn thing to me. Like, I couldn't deal with it. And I imagine, I don't really know what a wine press looks like, but I imagine in like Super Mario Brothers 3, like there's the sun and there's those like thwomps that come down and they have that angry face. I imagine this wine press has that face on it. And like, why is the wine make them so angry? Wine usually makes people happy.
Bad drunks.
Oh yeah, they could be bad drunks. So they get angry afterwards. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, holy shit. This last verse, to me, it's the most metal verse in the entire Bible. Right, so here it is.
Let's do it.
I'm going to just quote it here. And the winepress was trodden without the city. Wait for it. And blood came out of the winepress. Ooh, you can headbang there if you want. Even into the horse bridles. Oh. Fuck yes. By the space about 1,600 furlongs. All right, it's ended a little soft, but you don't really end the song with furlongs.
Yeah, and I like the about. It's about 1,600 furlongs. We've been getting so much specific information. That's give or take. Give or take 1,600. Also, I think, so we had the angry drunk theory for why the wine is making them angry. I'm going to go with the wine is actually blood theory about why people are so angry about it. I think that's a better explanation. I would be upset if I ordered wine and I get blood instead. Yeah. That's me.
It would piss me off terribly.
All right, so while this whole wine press business is going on, apparently at some point the beast and his image were conquered. Because all the folks who conquered them are hanging around a sea of glass with harps, singing about all the dope shit God is up to.
I would prefer a few more instruments. I mean, this is heaven.
Yeah. I mean, they got trumpet voices.
Yeah, I guess
so they probably have trumpets.
Mm-hmm. It's all redundant.
And along with this, we get 7 more angels. So we're at like 12, which makes sense.
Yep. Okay.
They're wearing bright linen with gold sashes. And they're given 7 bowls by one of the creatures with all the eyeballs.
Yeah. Now they were clothed in stainless white linens with golden girdles on their titties.
Oh yeah, you're right. You got the King James. Titties. That's the real version.
It says titties.
So we had 7 seals, we had 7 trumpets, and now we get 7 bowls.
Oh yeah,
which are not nearly as cool.
No, it's kind of lame.
And they're filled with the wrath of God, which I hope came from the wine press. At least get everybody drunk while you're torturing them.
Let me try and keep track here what's going on. In verse 7, one of the 7 beasts gave to one of the 7 angels 7 gold vials. It's the same as bowls. In the KJV it says vials.
Yeah, full. I like vials better.
I do too. It sounds more badass. I like it too.
Yeah, it sounds more scientific.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly. So those are full of the wrath of God. So, oh shit, is this God's wrath wine? Delicious, aged, and enraged to perfection. Yeah!
We are starting this company tonight. I mean, that is...
Aged and enraged.
That is...
there we go.
Hashtag aged and enraged. Viral immediately.
Also, God's still pissed. You would think watching all these followers of the beast get tortured for all eternity would satisfy his bloodlust. Nah. Can't get enough.
He's got plenty of time.
So in the concluding verse 8, the temple was filled up with smoke from the glory of God. Okay? So no one can enter, which is pointless, until the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled.
Yeah, he's the bouncer now.
He's
the bouncer of the temple. Like, no, wait. Are you on the list? I don't see your name on the list. So after all this, John hears a voice saying to these 7 angels to go out and pour their bowls onto the earth. First bowl, we get foul and painful sores for all these beastophiles hanging out on earth.
Yikes. Second bowl, water turns into blood. All sea life dies. Oh.
Yeah, this shit's getting kind of repetitive.
I know.
We get it. Water into blood.
Yep.
Sea life dying. It's already been done.
Seriously. And every living soul died in the sea. Holy shit! Proof! See? Again, fish have souls, so stop eating them. Please don't.
I actually only eat them because they have souls. That's why I'm doing it. I'm in the fish soul game. So now we have the third bowl. Apparently a whole separate bowl is needed to turn the rivers and seas into blood. That's not covered in the second bowl.
Nope. It's so boring. Then some angels praised God about some blood and something else.
Yeah, and these angels are into it. So now we have the fourth bowl. It's poured on the sun.
Oh!
And it burns people up.
So the sun basically just burns humans. So it's very selective solar flares. It's like,
yeah. And after all this, people still curse God and say he's an asshole. Which, they're not wrong.
That's true.
Imprudent maybe.
Yeah.
But not wrong.
Exactly correct. Somehow, some people are still, though, defiant towards God and blaspheme him, even though he is literally making the sun scorch their asses. I'm just picturing someone like Michael Shermer being like, "Hey, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence." Oh, good. So, sorry, this isn't quite extraordinary enough, Michael. Please, it's time. Let's call this. God is real, and there is really a dragon talking.
Yeah, when the dragon starts talking,
it's time to
accept
it.
Yeah,
So
I'm going to church.
Yeah, let's do it. The fifth bowl is poured on the throne of the beast, and the world is plunged into darkness.
And for some reason, these jerks, they gnash on their tongues when this happens. I don't know why darkness would make you do that.
I don't.
I've gnashed on my tongue, never in darkness.
Yeah, who's afraid of the dark?
Always in the bright light of day.
Who's afraid of dark? Me. I am. I'm so afraid I gnaw my tongue off.
Oh. So also this fifth angel, he's got to feel pretty inadequate. Because once he does this, he plunges everyone into darkness. He's feeling real good about himself. And the people are still cursing God, but they're cursing him because of the sores. The darkness isn't really affecting, they're gnashing their teeth. Maybe they're gnashing their teeth because of the sores.
What about the people in the polar regions, that's like all darkness all the time? It's like, oh, well.
Yeah, they're used to it.
It's like, yeah, big deal.
Yeah, give us something new.
Yeah.
I don't know why I gave people in the Arctic that accent. but I'm sticking by my decision.
I know, I just let that go right through me, past me. I didn't think that's yep, that's how they talk. Anyway. These people need a Dawkins Award stat. The best, most skeptical, defiant people of all time. Wow.
Yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful.
So the sixth bowl is poured on the Euphrates, which dries up.
Yeah. So it's more of like a local plague. Just like,
it's a hipster plague.
That little river's gone. Thanks.
Yeah. So what plague are you going through? Oh, you wouldn't know it. Yeah. Yeah, it's on their B side. Yeah. And this drying up of the Euphrates, it prepares the way for the kings of the East. Because I guess these kings, they hadn't played Oregon Trail when they were a kid, and they don't know how to fjord a river.
Yeah, it's sort of an uneventful plague here. Maybe edit this one out, John. Come on.
But then, we get these frog spirits that come out of the mouths of the dragon, Beast 1, and Beast 2, who's a false prophet, in case you forgot.
Yeah, 3 unclean spirits like frogs. So, what's so bad about frogs? I like frogs.
Yeah, me too. They're cute.
And turtles. So these...
Yeah, definitely. Tortugas.
So these dirty frog devil spirits go around working miracles, probably some Vegas show situation, I guess, and gathering kings and extreme skeptics for the big finale battle against God. Gee, I wonder who will win.
We need to follow these frog spirits to prove God doesn't exist. And all these frog demons, they get all the kings of the earth and bring them to Harmageddon for the final battle. And this is a cool little fact. Harmageddon, it's related to the Hebrew. I think it's Har Megiddo, which is like a mountain. The mountain of Megiddo. So we're learning something.
We are the only
in between the frog spirits and the end of the world. So little tidbit for you.
Anyway, we got a little sidetracked there. Let's get back to the vials.
Yeah, definitely.
7 bowl is poured in the air for no reason. No explanation. Just your standard bowl air pollution.
Yeah, gross. And, there's lightning, thunder, earthquakes. We've heard it.
Yep, the usual.
We're getting the usual here. Yeah.
And there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth. So mighty an earthquake and so great. LOL, God is Trump, and Trump is God.
Yes, so great, tremendous, beautiful.
The greatest of the great earthquakes.
Make Babylon great again. So the great city Babylon split in 3, and I imagine it's by decades of racial segregation like most American cities. God damn. And cities of the nation fell, all the islands fled away, and no one could find any of the mountains. They're gone.
Oh, God. I do enjoy the fact, though, that they sent out search teams of geologists just trying to find where the mountain went. But they fail, as most geologists do.
Yeah, I mean, they want to find it, Finders keepers. Yeah. Free mountains. And also there were 100-pound hailstones. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but yeah, that's also going on.
Jesus. So, of course, strictly to smash into people's heads, right? And people were pissed off at God for doing this, and their defiance was great. And it was so, or some such shit. Actually, some ice falling on the sky probably feels good after the sun scorching.
Yeah, God, you're just hot. It's like
I don't know about the like fucking 100-pound hailstones, but
yeah, they're pretty heavy. It reminds me of there was a Twilight Zone where where the Earth is getting closer and closer to the sun, and people are freaking out, but it's all a dream. And the woman's waking up and she's like, "Oh, it's cold," but really, the Earth is getting further away from the sun.
Oh,
twist!
I like it.
Oh God, that's what this is exactly like.
Yep, exactly like that. Global warming's fake. What?
You got to get political.
I had to get it in there, didn't I?
Oh God. So now all the bowls are done, and one of these bowl angels gives John a sneak peek at what happens to the whore of Babylon. Apparently all the kings are banging her, and everyone is drinking her wine. She sounds fun.
Yeah. The rest of humanity got drunk drinking her wine, too.
Oh, yeah, not just the kings.
Yep.
So John, he gets the sneak peek of the whore of Babylon, and he's understandably amazed. Pretty amazing. But then the angel wonders why he's amazed. Gets a little pissed about it.
Yeah, he's like, why are you freaking out about this shit? I'll tell you the mystery of this chick and this beast she sits on.
All right, this is going to get... There's a lot of details here. So the angel breaks down everything about this lady.
Good.
The beast she is sitting on is from the bottomless pit. We know. Its 7 heads are 7 mountains and 7 kings. 5 have fallen, 1 is still around, and 1 is yet to come.
Still not really clearing anything up.
Yeah, definitely. I don't get any of that.
The beast is an 8th, but belongs to the 7th. 10 horns are 10 more kings waiting to become kings, but only for 1 hour.
For just 1 hour.
just a brief little ride.
All these kings, they're going to go along with the beast and make war against God and lose because it's God.
Obviously.
Omnipotent. It's the first one.
Yep, spoiler alert, the Lamb kicks their ass because he's a Lord of Lords and the greatest of greatest, the best and best, the most tremendous of most tremenduses.
Where have I heard those words before?
Apparently the water that John saw where the whore sitteth, that's KJV, obviously you know it by the represent people. The 10 horns John saw on the beast will hate the whore, since horns have emotions. So stop eating them, Dylan.
I don't eat horn 1, all right? I don't like the slander. We do need to change these libel laws around here, so you can quit telling people I eat horns.
And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh. Horns love to see titties and eat human flesh. That's what I'm getting from
like
this.
We all do.
Yes, I'm a horn sometimes. And burn her with fire. These horns are not going to eat raw whore. That is just disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta worry about like the trichinosis. Yeah. It's not like beef where you can do that. We're talking about a whore here. This woman, in fact, is the great city.
Cities are such asshole rulers. Still prefer them to those asshole horns, though, I have to admit.
Yeah, this angel goes through all this. So this whore of Babylon that everyone's hating on, she's just a living metaphor.
Yeah.
It's the great city that people have a problem with. So, and I'm not interested in finding out if a living metaphor is coherent or not. I'm just going to move on. There's a lot in there, and, we have more details to get through. Angel 6 comes down for a solo act. Basically, the message is Babylon sucks. It's where all the demons live. Everyone is all up in the whore of Babylon. 0 stars on Yelp.
The angel goes on about how mankind has drank the, quote, in quotes, wine of the wrath of her fornication. Obviously, the kings of the earth fucked her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. I hear her chocolate truffles are to die for.
Oh, man. Whore chocolatiers. I'd go there every day.
Oh, yeah.
And we get another loud voice, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her." blunt.
Extremely blunt. Jesus.
My people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. So, to shorten this up, quit hanging out with this whore.
I like how you're reading it like a pirate. You're like, a yee.
Fire ye, matey.
Oh, God.
Quit banging the harlot.
Her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. I didn't think there was sin allowed in heaven, though. According to my Sunday school teachers, which is where all my knowledge comes from.
Yeah, but I think they're right. I think John is wrong.
Yeah, I think you're right, too.
I'm going to go with them.
Yep. How much she hath glorified herself, and lived deliciously. Oh yeah, those little truffles are fantastic.
I should have made truffles for this.
I know.
And all the kings, merchants, and sailors are going to cry a lot when this whore finally goes down.
Another strong-ass angel takes up a stone and just randomly throws it into the sea.
Yeah.
Yep, just in that. He says, see that stone and that splash? Yeah, pretty scary, huh? Well, that's just like how Babylon will be thrown down and found no more at all.
Yeah, like no one can look in the water. I mean, I guess if it's deep.
It's blood, so.
Oh, it's blood! Okay, you're right. Yeah. I'm wrong.
But there's a lot of ships and stuff, so you know. You never know.
I don't know. Could you scuba dive through blood? I don't know. I don't know if it's congealed or not. Again, lots of logistical questions. So all the harpers, musicians, pipers, and trumpeters are all going to be out of business. Because, I mean, after the sailors and merchants run out of money, the service industry always takes a hit. You know, we're from Las Vegas. We know. Yes. We know how fickle the service industry can be.
Yes.
And so now, after all this, we get more singing about how God is going to kick that whore's ass.
Everyone is super happy. That damn whore is dead.
And they should be.
Good, finally. The 24 elders and 4 beasts fell down to the ground and started worshiping the dear leader. This is where shit gets really fucking loud. And I mean, you thought it was loud, but this is going to be even louder. John hears the great voices of water and thunder praising God.
Let us be glad and rejoice, and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready.
Whoa. Jesus is getting married, y'all!
Woo! Say yes to the dress. Or I guess the robes. So say...
Yeah, they're stainless, so that's good. The white, extremely white robes.
So John is told again to write, Blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And then John falls down at Jesus' feet to worship him.
So finally he gets to bootlick. He licks his boots, literally. No. But Jesus is like, don't worship me. I'm Jesus, and that is God. Worship him. Duh. Like, come on.
But he's pointing at himself?
Yeah.
The whole time?
So confusing.
Also, I think in this situation, the term is sandal lick.
Very smart. Yes, correct.
So then a white horse appears with a rider named Faithful and True, which I can only think of, there's a town in New Mexico called Truth or Consequences, which was named after a game show. That's a true story. They renamed their town for TV credit.
Wow, that is great.
So this rider, he had eyes like flames and all sorts of crowns on his head.
Jesus. When I first read this, I just assumed that meant crowns stacked on top of each other. I don't know, though. Maybe the crowns were just extremely tiny so that he could fit like 27 tiny crowns on his head, and it would only be the size of one normal-sized crown. Yeah, that's food for thought.
Oh. I was thinking like those Matryoshka dolls, like those Russian dolls that pack in. So you get like a big crown and then a slightly smaller crown. It's like when you buy those biscuit cutters.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're smaller and smaller ones and they fit inside of each other. So this rider is clothed in a robe dipped in blood.
Yo.
There's plenty of blood everywhere, so not worried about getting that going. And he's also called the Word of God, which I have to say is a way cooler name.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And the armies of God followed him on white horses with white linens. Standard issue.
Here it comes, sword mouth time.
Yeah, but he rules with an iron rod. You know, why not use that mouth sword?
I know.
It's way cooler.
Yeah, it's just sitting there pointlessly.
And on this rider's robe, and his thigh, It says King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
Yeah, Jesus is showing some leg in the battle. Ooh.
Ooh.
Really,
Jesus.
I really like how Jesus needs to advertise and label who he is to those in which he's about to destroy. I can understand.
He wants them to know. He wants credit.
Yeah, seriously. I can understand in the end of days it can be a little confusing with locust. That works. Locust scorpions. Locusts. Those are locust scorpions. Angels throwing mountains into oceans for no reason, and inward eyeball monsters floating around with no rhyme or reason either. But just in case, Jesus needs to let you know who he is. So, just...
I hope that they're all labeled.
Yeah.
Like locust scorpion.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some angel that comes out with a horn announcing, "This is what you see." Like, okay, right? It's
I wonder if Adam named these animals, and he was like, "God is." God.
It just reminds me of NASCAR decals. Actually, Jesus is just doing a bit of advertising before he kills everyone.
Brand new word of God. I mean, but he's not. He's definitely not playing second fiddle to the locust scorpions.
Oh, hell
no! He is the top guy.
Yeah.
An angel then tells the birds,
of course,
to eat all the dead people that God's armies are going to fuck
Jesus
up.
Christ! Horrible. Oh my God! I like how God is at least feeding the birds, though. I mean, you don't want these mangled, rotting corpses that he just murdered to go to waste.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to feed the birds. It ruins the ecosystem. John sees the beast and his army of men ready to do battle with Jesus, his fabulous thigh tattoo, and his heavenly white army.
Okay, here we go, guys. The giant battle of battles at the end of all time. Let's do this!
It's going to be 100 pages.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I can't wait. So much excitement.
Wait, all we get is this? This is it. And the beast was taken.
Let's go.
Here we go. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet, and were cast alive into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone. It's so anticlimactic.
That's it?
That's it. One verse, just barely a verse, really.
Why?
Just, wow.
We spent so much time on the thigh tattoo and all his different names. God. So the word of God kills everybody, and the birds eat all their flesh, which is just gross.
Oh, God. Sorry, that's ridiculous. Jesus stabs everyone else to death with his mouth sword, and the birds got super fat and lazy after eating all the dead flesh. Amen.
I guess it's good, it's good revenge after all the Thanksgivings.
Yeah, it's true.
Now they can get fat and lazy eating people. Also, side note, I could totally see Dasa eating the flesh of all these corpses. She would be first in heaven. Line.
Literally. Yeah. Yep.
The birds are now full, and an angel comes down and locks the dragon back in the bottomless pit, but only for 1,000 years.
Yeah, not bad. So just a mild inconvenience, really, considering how old the universe is and all.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 1/6 the age of the universe. Not a big deal.
Not bad.
After that, he must be let out for a little while. Again, not very specific. We've been getting, but like a dog? Like you gotta let him out for a potty break?
Right. He's gotta pee, man. The bottomless pit's you can't just pee in there. It's gross.
Yeah, don't piss where
Falls
you live.
forever. Just to freak everyone out for no reason, because God is bored, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. That is pretty exciting. When the dragon finally gets to come out. And the elders in heaven, they were given authority to judge all the beheaded folks who didn't get the mark. Yeah, they don't have heads. I don't know where the heads went. Probably where the sun is hanging out at this point.
Well, yeah, that's in Image of the Beast, the movie. You find out that the beheaded people are, well, the one world order, which I'm assuming is just the Illuminati. Basically, they cut off all the heads of people, and then those people now don't have heads.
Right.
The main character, I think spoiler alert, main character gets her head cut off. So.
Oh my God! Yeah, and doesn't she renounce God right?
Yeah.
5 seconds. God, dumb.
I know. It's ridiculous.
I hope all these headless folks get their heads back in heaven.
That's so Lynch. I could see a David Lynch, a beheaded human standing in front of the throne. It's Jesus.
Just waiting in line.
Yeah, God.
I would have a headache if I wasn't beheadless. Beheadless.
If I had the head part of that.
But, let's look on the bright side. These headless folks, they reigned for 1,000 years.
Jesus, horrifying.
All the other dead people have to wait 1,000 years before they come to life.
Oh, well, that's not bad. So I get it. This is like those that get first dibs to concert tickets, to pay to cut in front of the line at Disneyland or something like that.
Yeah, this is part of God's Patreon account, I guess, where if you pay $5 a month, you get judged first.
Yeah! Satan will be released from the pit after 1,000 years. Yeah, we got this already, John.
We already... Why? All right, so released after 1,000 years. Yeah. Look at your watch. Mm-hmm. Satan comes back, comes to gather the nations for war.
God, I am seriously confused. So apparently there are still nations functioning at the four quarters of the earth because Satan goes directly there to see these morons. I don't know.
I could just see, well, didn't work out so well last time. Still got all that blood oceans to deal with. Oh, what the heck. So he gathers Gog and Magog, which this just isn't explained. No. These names just come out of nowhere.
Those names, nowhere.
He gathers them to go to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So Gog and Magog, all the nations of the earth, they don't do very well. And the drag is thrown into the lake of fire too, never again to wage war. Or does he?
Oh, we're getting a little... Yep. Again, another anticlimactic battle, basically in verse 9. Fire comes down from heaven and kills everyone, and Satan is thrown into the lake of fire. But it's got out of the bottomless pit, man.
Oh,
with
from the bottomless pit to the frying pan.
Oh, God. With the beast and the false prophet to be tortured forever. Amen.
As it should be.
Mm-hmm. And it was good.
This next one was a little weird. John sees a great white throne and a face so hideous that people literally fled away from it and ran and hid.
Fugly.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's like, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things that were written in the books according to their works. Time to get judged by the supreme, most tremendous, hideous-faced judge of all judges.
I'm not even going to make a joke about a certain individual who happened to judge people's work performance. I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, good job.
They go low, we go high.
That's right. It gets creepy next, and the sea gave up the dead, which were in it, lynching all day long, of course, and death and hell delivered up the dead, which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works.
All the dead people in the water just getting transported up.
No, it's like, dude, you just killed me. I'm here rotting, and now you gotta pull me out of this.
So all these folks getting lifted out of the blood water.
God, that's so metal.
And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death.
It's total Inception. Like, hell is thrown into hell. Badass.
I think the Lake of Fire is a suburb of hell.
Oh, is that like a little offshoot of? Yeah, it's like a little.
I think so. I don't know how all this works. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was also cast into the Lake of Fire.
Happy ending then.
Yeah, it's like a little hot spring. So the dragon, the beasts, all the assholes burning in the Lake of Fire. Now it's time for New Jerusalem to descend from heaven. The old heaven and earth are no more. We're getting an upgrade.
Getting rid of it. Yep. And there was no more sea. God loves the birds. God loves the birds, not such a fan of the sea, even though he covered most of his favorite planet with it.
Well, once you turn it into blood, I don't think there's any going back. You just got to start over. And as we have already confirmed, fish have souls.
Yep.
So, maybe this is a way to get around those pesky questions about aquariums in heaven. They already said that there's not enough room, so you can't have all these aquariums.
That's right. Deep theological question.
Yeah. How many aquariums can you fit in heaven?
So, New Jerusalem comes down from heaven like something out of an Avengers Age of Ultron, but in reverse. Though not quite, because apparently was adorned just like a bride is for her groom?
So I imagine like a big old building just with a wedding dress on.
Yep. It's just really strange.
John hears a voice say, "Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And God himself shall be with them, and be their God." So this is Jesus just telling John how lit his shit is. That's all this is.
Yep, no more tears, death, sorrow, crying, or pain. This all sounds nice. John must be coming down from his shroom high now. Probably been about 5 hours, maybe.
Yeah, that's about the time you'd start,
right.
descending.
The air got
descending like New Jerusalem, am I right? Coming down. In verse 5, God tells John to write again, that he is making all things new. And what do you think he's using to write all this? I'm thinking an iPad.
Yeah, I'm going to go with iPad.
Yeah.
Yeah, on this episode of Ancient Aliens, did Ancient Aliens provide John with an iPad when writing his book of Revelation?
Is it possible?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's more like it.
Yes, it is.
So God calls himself the Alpha and Omega and says, this shit is done with.
Finally.
He's going to give people fountains of life and other things.
Yeah, whatever. Get on
whatever. With it. Yeah, we get it. All right, we get it. God once again lets us know all the bad ones will burn forever in fire and brimstone.
When I get to a new city, I like knowing the assholes are also getting captured. I like getting the combo. It's like the salty and the sweet. One of the bowl angels brings John to a mountain just to see how cool New Jerusalem is.
It's like, dude, check this out. I'm going to show you the Lamb's bride. This chick is hot.
Woo! He carries John away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, where he showed John that the great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God. Being in the spirit on a high mountain does seem the best way to come down from all this ergot that he's been eating.
That's true. It does.
So let's find out, what does this dumb place look like?
So in verse 11, we get it. The city is bright, like clear jaspers with the glory of God. So yeah, it's a great city. It's probably like no Vancouver or Seattle, whatever.
I'm going to say it's better than Nashville, but not as good as Atlanta. I'm putting it somewhere in between those.
That's good. All right, so some specs now, right? So New Jerusalem has a, quote, a wall great and high. That's like taken from the verse there. Trump got his idea from the book of Revelations, I think.
Oh, he is Christian after all.
I knew it. And at the gates, 12 angels. Isn't this a new number? I think it is. Or, well, there was another 12.
Oh, there's all sorts of 12s.
Okay, there's 12. What am I talking about?
12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
12,
yep, that's right. There it is. 12 tribes of Israel. All right. Yep. Always got to be about Israel, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I know, it always does. I like how nothing in heaven or in the new heaven can just be. Each thing and being only exists to represent something else.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost failed the revelation test on that one. 12. We've seen it.
Yep.
These angels are posted on the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates.
That seems obvious. So the wall of the city had 12 foundations. Okay. And in these foundations was the names of the 12 apostles. I love how everything is obsessively labeled in the end times. It's really quite helpful.
You got to label the thighs. You label the foreheads. Label the right hands.
Yep. That's right.
It's like a little kid who gets a label maker for the first time. Yeah. And everything is like property of dickhead kid. I'm trying to picture what these foundations look like. Do you think they're stacked on top of each other?
Yeah, I don't know.
I would be pissed if I was the apostle who got that bottom stack. Like, I would just put Judas on there just to...
Yeah, seriously.
This is a little fuck you to Judas. The dude that was talking to John had a golden reed to measure the city, the gates, and the wall.
Yep, the exciting end of all things, and we're over here measuring shit.
But I'm glad there's still economic incentives in the New Jerusalem, because I assume John was paid for this, right?
I would assume. Yeah,
in the city made of gold, throw him a couple bucks.
Come on. So more specs here. The city lieth 4 square, and the length is as large as the breadth. And he measured the city with the reed, 12,000 furlongs. The length and the breadth and the height of it are equal. So, in other words, a square. Come on, John. Trim this.
Yeah.
Just say a square.
And it looks... I did a quick calculation. That would be 1,500 square miles. It's larger than India. So take that, India. Also, how does the height Like, so there's some kind of regulation, so the heights of all the buildings have to be the same, I guess?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I actually imagine what I imagine is the Kaaba, actually. Doesn't make any sense. That's the wrong religion. The walls are 144 cubits high, or 72 yards.
Okay.
In case you wanted, if you wanted more specs,
I'm
you're working at home, you're building a 2-scale model. We want to make sure you have all the information.
Right. So where have I seen this number before? 72. I love this verse. It made me laugh. Here it is. 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is of the angel. It's like he's working through the writing as he's writing it.
First draft, best draft. I think a Catholic said that once. Yeah.
Yep.
Deep Jack Kerouac joke.
Yes. The building material was jasper for the wall. The city was pure gold, like unto clear glass. That is not gold, though. Gold is not clear, so fail. Also, though, dictator chic. I love that.
Yeah.
Chic.
Well, good. And yeah, you totally spelled chic wrong.
I did. And I like that I did.
But I like the idea of a dictator chic. You know, it's like Ganon.
Yeah.
I think literally that's what he is.
Yes, I think so.
The fountains were garnished with all sorts of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper. The second, sapphire. The third, a chalcedony.
Oh.
No, that's deep cut. And the fourth, an emerald.
Come on now, it's just getting tacky.
Yeah, so, you hear that story. It's hard for a wealthy man to get into heaven because he's got to pass through the camel and the needle and all that. The camel couldn't pass through the needle because it was bedazzled, apparently. Like, that was the problem. All right, now we got more foundations. Remember, there's 12. So the next is sardonyx, sardius, chrysolite, beryl, topaz, chrysoprasus, jacinth, and amethyst. I know like that last one.
I feel like I'm in my mineralogy class again. Oh. I don't want to relearn these. So let's move on to the 12 gates.
I took the most boring astronomy class. I thought I was going to be learning about stars and stuff, but it was just like the mineral content of Mars.
Oh my gosh.
I fell asleep many times.
So boring. So 12 gates were 12 pearls. I don't know if that, like giant pearls? It just like 12 giant pearls. Yeah. Okay. Every several gate was 1 pearl. So, thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah, so it is a giant
pearl. And the street of the city was pure gold as it were transparent glass. No?
Yeah, again, that's not how gold works.
It's not gold, John. I'm so sorry.
Just ask Ron Paul. He knows all about it. He'll let you know. I like to imagine New Jerusalem has some like Minecraft mod going on. It's like, I like the normal gold texture, like the vanilla texture, but let's try to make it clear. That'll be fun. We'll spice it up.
And there's no need for fucking temple or a tabernacle because the Lord and the Lamb are there, duh.
Jesus is the temple, you idiot.
Come on. Also, there's no need for sun or moon to shine on it. Not really how the moon works, but that's fine. We'll just obviously come on 4 corners. That's all right. Yeah. I'll let this go. Finally, because God and the Lamb were bright enough to light New Jerusalem. So no wonder no one could look at this motherfucker.
This is gonna fuck up their sleep cycles. Just like God, can you please I'm trying to sleep. The curtains aren't working. Can you just go to the other side of town? It's 1,500 square miles.
Seriously,
just cover yourself in a blanket or something.
No need to shut the gates because there is no nighttime, motherfuckers.
Yeah, you don't have to be scared of anything. Also, you probably don't need, gates.
Yeah, really.
Gates, like
seriously, no need for gates.
Who is the guy who built the gates? How dumb does he feel? I made all these gates. They're going to be by pearls. Lots of
keep
jewels.
out no one else. Yeah,
they're going to be open all the time.
Oh, Lord. Useless.
And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination, or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life.
Exclusive!
Don't want all the riffraff in here.
Yeah. So finally, this is the last chapter.
So John is shown a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb.
I'm pretty sure we've already seen this.
Yeah, the Sea of Crystals, all that stuff. But you know what you haven't heard about yet? You haven't heard about the Water of Death.
Yes.
Which I think is a pretty cool band name.
Oh, I like it.
Any of you out there are thinking about it?
Yeah. What was the other one? Synagogue of Satan?
Synagogue of Satan. I also think Seven Thunder Secrets was one of them.
Yeah,
I'm partial to that one. Lots of band names.
Put that in the maybe box.
Revelation.
Yep.
Better than getting your band name from fucking J.R. Tolkien. Jesus.
I know. Seriously.
Fucking nerds.
So the Bible ending like it started. So that's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
On the one side, side of the river,
Alpha and the
John
Omega.
sees...
He's the bookmarks.
There we go.
Keep it the same.
That's right. One side of the river, John sees the tree of life. That, of course, bears 12 fruits. Come on, only 12. One for every month. Keep in mind, months should be irrelevant because there's no more sun. But whatever. Apparently, the nations need healing still because the leaves of this tree heals them.
That's a pretty cool tree.
Got it. Yeah.
I think that's all I would need to believe in God, actually. Just there was a tree that every month a different fruit.
You mean like aloe? Like aloe. It heals everything. I'm just kidding.
It does, though.
We'll cover aloe next.
I'm not kidding. It does heal everything.
Everything. Inside and out.
And the people of New Jerusalem, they'll see his face and his name is on their foreheads.
God, sweet face tattoos again.
That's kind of a theme. That's a motif. Mm-hmm. Get tatted up.
We get it, God. You are so bright.
Too bright.
We don't have to wear shades. You don't need candles or other lights because God is so bright.
He is the ultimate lampstand. Bright. Tremendous lampstand.
Yes.
John reassures us that he really did see this shit and he fell down and worshipped the angel that showed this shit to him. I'd like to see a notary. I want to see some paperwork. Yeah, they've got enough government bureaucrats. Get somebody to sign a paper. That's all I'm asking.
Yep. The angel says, I'm just your fellow servant. Don't worship my ass. Worship God, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. Good for that angel. He's not taking the credit for any of this.
So the angel tells John, don't you dare bottle the shit up, but share with the world what you saw after you took those magical mushrooms I gave you, because I'm assuming you gave it to him.
Yeah, you can't let a good ergot trip go to waste. You got to let people know about it. You got to talk about it incessantly.
Yes.
Incessantly.
True. And with excessively. Oh. With each hallucinant trip, you should always document every single thing that happens to you, because it's all meaningful and profound.
And it's not going to freak you out at all. Just having a camera pointed at your face 24/7.
So you know. Right. He that is this, let him be that. If you filthy, bitch, stay filthy. God don't give a fuck.
If it will be...
This is a different version I'm reading, I think. I don't...
Yeah, that's not my version. Because
I'll put this other Bible away.
He seemed to be all about the stainless stuff, and now he's, get dirty. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be.
This reward is with me. What? Yeah, whatever. Guess the Catholics were right. It's all about works. I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Yeah, we covered all this already, but...
I remember when I was a kid, I wondered why God stopped in the middle of the alphabet. I was like, maybe those are Satan's letters? And so don't spell any words with those, which limits your option.
Your writing when you're writing when you're younger was very strange, I'm sure, from that.
It was in binary.
It was just binary. On the ends. It's like AX, AY. All right. Blessed are the motherfuckers that keep God's commandments, and they'll be the ones to enter into that weird square city.
Is this a direct quote? I can't trust your version of the Bible anymore. I think it's a bad translation.
That's true.
So we got verse 15. It tells us all the assholes who aren't going to make it into New Jerusalem. I, Jesus, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David, and the bright and morning star.
Okay, I mean, I think he should have mentioned his mouth sword, but whatever. I can do this too. I, Brent, have sent down my glorious strong angel to give thee my word unto all the square speckled tabernacles. Okay, spackled, not a word I use often. I am the tree of the seed of David and Goliath, and the moon of star of moons of morning moon. So
I believe in you, buddy. I like that one.
Worship me now. Thank you, Dylan.
I get
at least just one,
I didn't know things got spackled back then. I thought that was a recent.
They do. I don't know.
I might not know what that word means.
I don't either. Let me look it up here.
I'm going to have to get my dictionary out here.
So, in conclusion, John says in verse 18 that he testifies to all people, but mostly to the Jews.
Yeah, definitely.
And if any motherfucker adds a single thing that John wrote down here in this shroom trip, God's going to plague his ass.
That's why it goes at the end.
Yep.
Good.
Do not plagiarize this. Ever. First plagiarism.
And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in the book.
God.
I think John's... I think John added that.
Yeah.
So people people take him a little more seriously. That's my hunch.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, well, I'm pretty much fucked then, because I've been adding and riffing all through this book of prophecy. So I'll see you all in the lake of fire. I'll be burning alongside. I'll be burning alongside the beast, you, the false prophet, Satan. But at least I'll be riding a motherfucking dragon!
Woo! Honestly, if I could just find an air conditioner down there, I don't need a dragon. That's a little scary for me.
If you were to think the entire Bible was to end on this very angry, vicious note, you would be wrong.
He which testifieth these things saith, Surely I come quickly. Amen. Even so come, Lord Jesus.
And that was a red letter alert.
Yeah, definitely.
Just
you gotta. That's the. You
can
just cut out all the other verses.
That Jesus literally said that.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope. It ends with a time scale that clearly wasn't met. So fail. The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you all. Amen. Fin.
Thank God. Woo! Wow. So how do you feel, Brent? How do you feel after reading the book of Revelation, revisiting it? Your childhood.
I'm telling you.
You've been drilled with this day and night.
Over and over. I feel like I feel better. I feel like I want some some angry, wine.
Aged and enraged.
Aged and enraged. How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel I learned something.
You did? I don't know.
Eat moldy bread. I think this is intense.
Yeah, that's it. That's literally the lesson of this. Just watch what you eat.
Yeah.
Make sure it's not been drugged.
I smoked salvia twice, which lasts like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was terrified.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine I would probably jump out a window if I saw any of this. I would not be here to talk about this lovely book.
Yeah, you would not be writing and counting things.
Oh my God, counting. God, no. It reminds me of Edgewood, where they had to do math tests on the strongest acid in the world.
Dear God.
I would be
horrible.
Be easier to take this test if the numbers stop moving. And with that,
that wraps it up.
Part 2 of the book of Revelation.